What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks, back with our daily Palantir update video, ticker symbol PLTR, where we take a look at how Palantir stock traded today, key levels of support and resistance that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think Palantir stock could do. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Palantir are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let me go ahead and hit record and we'll get right into the video. So a decent green day for Palantir, up about 3.2%. That's about 70 cents on the day, up another 7 cents in the 10 cents in the after hours. I know it keeps moving a little bit. So not a terrible day for Palantir. Let's take a look at how it traded, and then we'll talk about some news that happened. We'll talk about levels of support, levels of resistance, and where it could be headed in the near future. So not gonna lie, in the pre-market, things looked kind of ugly, right? Yesterday we closed here in the 21s, and then in the pre-market we broke all the way to that 21 level. Thankfully though, when market opened, it was a little bit of a different story. We came up, we bounced off the 2150, pushed up, came right back down, bounced again, pushed up, came right back down, bounced a third time. What happened there? Sorry about that, let me do that again. So bounced once, bounced twice, came up, bounced right off of our 2150 level for a third time, and this is when we really kind of geared up to go higher. So we pushed up, bounced off VWAP, and then pushed up again, made a high of 2280 on the day, came right back down, bounced off VWAP, and then we pushed up. Things that I liked about today, obviously the fact that, it was relatively strong. As you could see, most of the day other than this time here, we were above VWAP and we were pushing up into the close. We closed above VWAP, we closed near high of day, and ended up about 3.5% green on the day. Yeah, now let's take a look at the daily chart. Before we do that though, there's a quick kind of article that I want to cover here. Let me bring it into our window here. So I'm sure a lot of you guys already know this, but actually Kathy Woods and ARK Invest bought over 1.2 million shares of Palantir, which is absolutely great to see. So that's what we're talking about here. They bought over 1.2 million shares on Wednesday as prices of this ETF lost 6%. ETF is still up over 100%. So that's why it's really well known, is because this ETF, if you had put money in a year ago, you would have doubled it, if not more than doubled it, right? So they bought 1.2 million, 1,209,900 shares. At Wednesday's closing price, they put in $26.5 million. Now that, according to this article, is only a small percentage of the actual overall holdings of the ETF. So it's not, that they just went all in with Palantir, but you guys know from a few weeks ago, they've been sort of buying in. So this continuing of buying and taking advantage of the lower prices is definitely a great sign that they do think, they kind of see the same value that maybe you and I see as we continue to hold Palantir shares. So that's what we're talking about this as well, right? We got a price upgrade from Goldman Sachs, which also raised its price target to 34 on Tuesday, on Wednesday. That's what we're talking about, lately. And then what we're talking about is, so we talked about this during earnings, but they've been experiencing about 40% growth, and they talked about for the rest of 2021, they're expecting 30% growth, which is a little bit lower than what Wall Street had kind of been used to seeing. So the stock took a beating around that as well. But still, I do think that, 30% growth for a company is still absolutely amazing. And I do think that they have the ability to sort of outperform that in the long term. So let's talk about this and we'll see what we see. So let me get rid of this line over here. We'll redraw. I like showing kind of some of those percentages. So if you've been with me for a while, we were catching the breakout here. We got that, took us from the mid 20s to the mid 30s, then followed by kind of the mid 40s, sold off and then ran into earnings. And then at earnings, we saw a couple things happen. We saw lockup expiration, so all the executives were able to now sell their shares, caused a lot of selling pressure in the market. The overall market was selling off, and earnings surprise that actually had a little bit of a loss rather than the small profit that everyone was expecting, which kind of took us from this mid to high 30s all the way down to the low 20s. We made a low, we kind of bounced off 22.50 other than this low of $20.18, pushed up to the 27s, and now we are right back down here in the 22s. We made a low today of 21.05. So we broke below this 21.50 level, but as you saw, it was very, very, very momentarily, right at the gate, we pushed up and then we didn't look back from that point. So what do we have coming up from levels of support, levels of resistance? The first two levels of resistance that we have, you guys, are these 23.62 and 24.08 levels. Those are kind of the levels that we have to break, and then maybe we could push towards the 25 level. And then on the support, we've got the 22.50, this mid 22s right here, 22.40s. And then the 21.50s right below that. So those are the two levels that we're looking at on the downside to see if we could maybe see a little bit of a bounce and then kind of a run up. I'm hoping for a green end to the week tomorrow. I know that typically does not happen on a Friday, right? We see the Friday fade, but I am hopeful that we see a little bit of green tomorrow to end the week. My goal for Palantir, if we can solidly establish ourselves above this 22s and maybe make a push towards the 23.60, that would be amazing to see. And then the indicators, right, we're below all EMAs. The 89 EMA still 23.97. That could happen tomorrow. It'd be amazing if that happened tomorrow. Next week we could kind of establish our base in the 89 EMA and 23.97 and push up from there, but if not, then that would be kind of the goal for next week. So yeah, still bullish on Palantir, continuing to hold my shares. I've got leaps going out. I've got one leap going out to 2022 and some going out to 2023. Holding those, selling covered calls in the time being to kind of cash some on a weekly basis, as we're seeing the stock not do too much. But other than that, I'm long-term bullish on Palantir. I'm going to draw a trend line for us like I've done in the past couple of days. So from the price today, if it goes back to the mid 30s, right, the box, as it says, it's about a 62% upside. And then if it goes to 40, it's about a 77% upside. And if it goes back to the 45, which is all-time high, it's about 100% upside, right? So that's what I'm looking at here, you guys. I definitely see the long-term potential in Palantir, which is why I continue to hold my shares. And I'm not saying that's going to go straight up. When I draw this line, I'm saying sometime by the end of 2021 we'll be at these levels. Whether we go up and then down and then up and then down, that I don't know. No one knows, but I do think that we'll hopefully get back into the high 30s sometime in 2021, which is why I'm continuing to hold some of my shares. So that's my plan. I'm holding a I'm holding a position with the idea of holding it kind of 2 to 3 years, and I'm hoping for $100 out of those shares, and then I've got another kind of chunk of shares that I'm looking to, sell when it gets into the high 30s. And that would be kind of a, like I said, like a 60-70% return. So that's what I'm looking at, you guys. Hope you guys are all having an amazing week, or, maybe not, but that's okay too. I know my portfolio has been red this week, but that's okay. It's all a part of the game. You got to take the red ones to earn the green ones, right? But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to my channel, comment down below what your thoughts on Palantir are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.